This is Barry Zalma speaking for Claim School Incorporated's blog, Zalma on Insurance. Today we're going to speak about the event of Allstate Insurance taking a bite out of the crime of insurance fraud and acting as another proactive insurer who is working to take the profit out of the crime of insurance fraud. In Allstate Insurance Company et al. Versus Bradley Pierre et al. And Rutland Medical P.C., the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York on January 8, 2024, found Allstate joining GEICO and other insurers taking a proactive effort against no-fault insurance fraud perpetrators. Allstate sued Bradley Pierre et al., alleging that the defendants defrauded Allstate in violation of the Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO, by submitting hundreds of fraudulent bills for no-fault insurance payments. The plaintiffs also alleged common law fraud and unjust enrichment, and sought a declaratory judgment as to all past, present, or future bills. Allstate moved for preliminary injunction to stay all pending no-fault insurance collection arbitrations commenced against Allstate by defendants, and plaintiffs requested waiver of their obligation to post security for the injunction. The district court found that there was an alleged scheme and concluded that the, quote, allegations reviewing the fraudulent scheme in Allstate's complaint are overwhelming, close quote. Defendant Marvin Moy, M.D., a licensed physician, was purported to be the sole officer, director, and shareholder of defendant Rutland, but was merely a nominal owner. In reality, Moy ceded actual control over Rutland to defendant Bradley Pierre, a layperson who does not hold a medical license and therefore is not authorized to own, control, or manage a medical professional corporation. As a result of this extensive scheme, Allstate paid in excess of $2,749,000 for no-fault claims submitted by the defendants. Moreover, defendant Pierre, Moy, and Weiner are currently facing criminal charges related to the scheme and the very allegations at issue in this case. It's in a case called United States versus Pierre. Hereinafter we call it the criminal action. In support of its fraud claims, Allstate submitted an abundance of evidence. Accordingly, Allstate seeks reimbursement of the more than $2,749,000 it has paid defendants, and in addition to a declaration that it is under no obligation to pay any pending or future no-fault insurance claims. When seeking an injunction, the court noted, a party must establish that without the injunction the plaintiff will suffer irreparable harm. To establish irreparable harm, a party seeking preliminary injunctive relief must show that there is a continuing harm which cannot be adequately redressed by final relief on the merits, and for which money damages cannot provide adequate compensation. The harm must be shown to be actual and imminent, not remote or speculative. Allstate argued that it will suffer irreparable harm because, 1, there is a significant risk of inconsistent results in the arbitration proceedings. 2, the time, effort, and money spent litigating these proceedings cannot be cured by money damages. And 3, arbitrations continue to be filed and adjudicated despite defendant Moy, the sole official shareholder of Rutland, disappearing in October of 2022. The risk of inconsistent judgments is in addition to the expenditure of time, effort, and money that Allstate will exhaust dealing with a morass of litigation in the absence of relief that will not be cured by money damages. Here, Allstate has sufficiently alleged that there is a serious question going to the merits of its declaratory judgment claim against defendant Rutland and others. In its 102-page complaint, supported by numerous exhibits totaling thousands of pages, Allstate details an extensive and complex scheme centered around the fraudulent operation and control of Rutland, among other PCs, by non-physician Pierre for his own personal financial gain, unlawful patient referrals to the PC defendants pursuant to improper agreements and kickback schemes, and fraudulent billing for unnecessary and excessive services yielding hundreds of false claims submitted to Allstate in violation of various New York licensing laws. Allstate's motion for preliminary injunctive relief was therefore granted, and consequently all pending no-fault collection arbitrations by Rutland or its agents against plaintiffs are stayed. Rutland is enjoined from filing any further no-fault collection arbitrations or lawsuits against Allstate pending resolution of the instant federal action. And 3, Allstate's request for the court to waive their obligation to post security was also granted. In my opinion, Allstate, like many other insurers writing no-fault auto insurance in New York State, find that they are victims of fraudulent schemes like the one described by Allstate in its lengthy and well-documented lawsuit. The court, faced with overwhelming evidence, including the fact that one of the defendants is under indictment by the Federal Department of Justice and another has escaped and is hiding somewhere, this lawsuit indicates a complete failure of the no-fault insurance system and the inability or unwillingness of the state of New York to police the crime. Allstate, like GEICO, as we mentioned in a previous report, should be honored and emulated for their action in an attempt to take the profit out of insurance fraud, and the state should be embarrassed that it is not prosecuting these people and putting them in prison. In my opinion, Allstate is doing a wonderful thing, as should all other insurers faced with such fraud. This video was adapted from my blog, Zelma on Insurance, which is available free to anyone who clicks on the URL zelma.com/blog. Please tell your friends and colleagues about the blog and the videos, and let them subscribe to the blog and videos. They're all free. And if you subscribe to the blog, you'll be given notice of every blog posting, which is usually 5, sometimes 6 a week, and access to the more than 4,700 blog postings. If you are interested in further detail about insurance, insurance fraud, insurance law, and insurance claims, please consider, for a very small fee, subscribing to my Substack publications. Thank you for your attention.